Hey there, welcome to my channel. In this episode of The Science Show, we're going to learn about why do plants need water. If you haven't subscribed yet, then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And if you like this episode, then be sure to hit the like button as well. Now let's get started. Plants are living things. All living things are made up of cells. Cells are the smallest unit of life. You can think of them as tiny little factories that carry out all the processes necessary for life. In order for these cells to function properly, they need water. There are many different types of cells in a plant, and these cells perform many different functions. For example, some cells are responsible for transporting water and nutrients throughout the plant, while others are responsible for photosynthesis or making food. Still, other cells are responsible for storing water and nutrients. But all of these cells need water in order to function properly. So why do cells need water? Well, one reason is that water is a solvent. This means that it's able to dissolve many different substances, which allows cells to transport nutrients throughout the plant. Water is also involved in photosynthesis, the process by which plants convert light energy into chemical energy. And finally, water helps regulate the temperature of cells, which allows them to function properly. One of the main functions of water is to help transport nutrients throughout the plant. When a plant absorbs water through its roots, the water travels up through the plant's vascular tissue, which is like a series of pipes that run throughout the plant. As the water moves through these pipes, it dissolves minerals and other nutrients in the soil and carries them to the plant's leaves and stems. The leaves and stems then use these nutrients to make food through photosynthesis. In addition to transporting nutrients, water is also essential for photosynthesis itself. During photosynthesis, plants use light energy, carbon dioxide, and water to make food. So water is one of the key ingredients in photosynthesis. Without water, plants wouldn't be able to make food and would eventually die. Another important function of water is that it helps regulate the temperature of the plant cells. When it's hot outside, plants can lose water through their leaves, which helps cool the plant down. However, if a plant loses too much water, it can become dehydrated, and its cells can die. Therefore, it's important for plants to have a balance between water loss and water gain. Finally, water is also important for storing nutrients. Some plants store water in their leaves, stems, or roots. This water can then be used later when the plant needs it. This is especially important for plants that live in environments where there is not a lot of water available, such as deserts. The amount of water a plant needs depends on many factors, including the type of plant, the climate, and how much water is available in the soil. In general, plants need more water when it's hot outside or when they are growing quickly. If a plant doesn't get enough water, it will become dehydrated and may eventually die. The first signs of dehydration are often wilting leaves. If dehydration continues, the plant's roots will eventually die, and the plant will no longer be able to absorb water and nutrients from the soil. At this point, there is no hope for recovery, and the plant will eventually die. Although all plants need water, the amount of water they need varies. For example, most desert plants need very little water because they have adaptations that allow them to store water. On the other hand, plants that grow in tropical climates need a lot of water because it's hot and humid. Plants can obtain water from two main sources, the soil and the air. Most plants absorb water through their roots, which are located in the soil. The roots of a plant are like straws. They suck up water from the soil, and then the water travels up through the plant's vascular tissue to the leaves. Some plants can also absorb water through their leaves. This is called foliar absorption. Foliar absorption is especially important for plants that live in humid environments. In these environments, there is a lot of water vapor in the air, and the plants are able to absorb this water directly through their leaves. Well, there you have it. That's why plants need water. From helping to transport nutrients throughout the plant to regulating the temperature of its cells, water is essential for all plant life. Without water, plants simply couldn't survive. Now, it's time for you to learn something new. How about learning about why do plants need sunlight? Watch our next video to find out. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then make sure to do it now. Let's review what you've learned in this video. Plants are living things made up of cells that need water to function properly. Water helps transport nutrients throughout the plant, and it's also involved in photosynthesis. In addition, water helps regulate the temperature of the plant's cells, and it also helps store nutrients. The amount of water a plant needs depends on many factors, including the type of plant, the climate, and how much water is available in the soil. If a plant doesn't get enough water, it will become dehydrated and may eventually die. Although all plants need water, the amount of water they need varies. Plants can obtain water from two main sources, the soil and the air. Most plants absorb water through their roots, while some plants can also absorb water through their leaves. Now it's time to put your knowledge to the test with a quick quiz. Which of the following is not a function of water in plants? A. Water helps transport nutrients throughout the plant. B. Water is involved in photosynthesis. C. Water helps store food. D. Water helps regulate the temperature of the plant's cells. The correct answer is C. Water helps store food. Although water does help store nutrients, Its primary function is not to store food. Now it's time for another round of the amazing race. This time we're re-racing to see who can come up with the most examples of plants that live in different environments. On your marks, get set, go. In the desert, we have cacti and succulents. In the rainforest, we have bromeliads and orchids. In the grassland, we have grasses and wildflowers. And in the deciduous forest, we have maple trees and oak trees. Wow, that was close. But you're not done yet. Keep learning and exploring the world around you. There's so much more to discover. And remember, if you're thirsty, just drink some water. It could save your life. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode of The Science Show. If you liked it, please be sure to share it with your friends. We'll see you next time.